Hello, people. Today, let us talk about negativity and how it affects us. Now, what I understand by negativity is that there is a person who is about to do something or believes in something, and the others will always make them feel negative that no, this is not worth it, this is not doable, don't go after it. Or worse, the people will make them feel that, you know, the world is not enough for them. Nothing is good. Nothing is enough. Now, as a fact, we know that for a person who wants to live happily, who wants to live life that free, the world is really not enough. But is it also that problematic to know that the world is full of possibilities? Okay. Now, I have met this person. I remember this person in my life. And, when I ask them, what is it that you want to become? They told me, I want to be like a bird. I want to fly. I want to fly. Okay. And I want to be free. I want to be stopped at nothing. Now, this person today has stopped at many things. They are not that successful as they were boasting about themselves. They are not that happy about their life either. And everybody around them know that their life has not turned out according to what their parents even thought their life would should have turned out to be. By what? But then, why has that happened? So, you know, there is this quote by Ruskin Bond. Uh, I don't remember the quote exactly, but it says, "Follow your dreams. Don't let them die. We are lame without them. Birds who cannot fly." I'm sure there is more to this quote, or this quote can be changed a bit towards. I mean, it is not entirely correct. If anybody knows what exactly was that quote, you can mention it in the comment. Now, I want to put it across that sometimes following your dreams is just not enough. Okay, you need a lot more. You need to be connected. You need the right kind of network. Okay, you need to be running around. You need to be sitting on a place when you don't want to be sitting around. So these things do happen. But if you are somebody who has started off with life in a very negative tone, okay, like let's say today you feel like, no, you know, uh, this is not going to happen. I want to change the way I eat, but I'm not going to be able to change it. Why? Because a particular kind of eating habit is way too costly. And then you go on to mention that, uh, oh my God, look, these people are living with false ideas of life. For example, I'll tell you one experience. Long back, I had tried a vegan diet for a few years. I was in a much healthier space in life, and I had tried a vegan diet. And when I was doing that vegan diet, I used to tell people used to ask me a lot, oh, that you don't eat animal products at all. And I used to tell it to them that no, I just don't eat animal products. And like it is great. I am having a lot of good food. My plate looks clean. Like like there is this saying that eat clean food. Like your plate should look clean. Now, what it means? It means, from what I know, from what knowledge I have, it means to have a greener way of eating. Like when you eat plant food, people say that you are eating clean food. Now, I don't know if it is a right way of looking at it, that you should be eating, I mean, if you are eating non-veg or animal product, you are eating unclean food. But I believe that if your food looks greener, okay, like if you are having plant food and vegetables, you are eating better food. Okay. Now, there were people who would tell me, despite being Indian, that vegan food is so costly. The moment you become vegan, you end up adding 5,000, at least 5,000 rupees more in your food habits, in your diet. It is for the rich people. But I couldn't tell them that when I cut out on, dairy product, when I cut out on meat and meat product, and I eat just, you know, uh, vegetables and more fruits, then for sure I am cutting out on a lot of expenses as well, isn't it? I mean, any person, any, you know, even a person who has never been out there in the market will understand that that having a vegan meal is that important. Why? Because it is good for the guts, it is good for the planet, apparently, yes. And of course it is good for your expenses, you if you are planning on budgeting. Now, what is actually the problem with being that negative? So there were these people who would tell me that, oh my God, you will need to change your job. You will need to go back to your hometown to cut out on your lifestyle expenses so that you can live in a village, in a very small town, and still eat veg food and be vegan. So the thing is that negativity affects you in a bad way, but more than that, it takes away a lot of your time. How to be immune against negativity, not just cut out on negativity, is something that if you don't put into your daily habit, you won't be able to function well in life. Now, how to stay immune to negativity? First of all, like I have mentioned in one of my earlier videos, that be lucid, be a bit lucid with your idea about the world. There are many people out there who understand your way of life. But then also, there are many people in your surroundings who will not understand your way of life. But then, what does it really mean? See, you were out there, okay? I mean, when you are thinking about those people out there, you are also out there. You are also one of those people who can be a person who is putting out a bit of negativity into somebody else's life, not letting them be, not doing the kind of work they want you to do, not doing the kind of uh, things that is required by your work. Similarly, those people around you who you want to who you want to resonate with you, to agree with you, to become your echo chamber, are also out there. Okay, so before we get into the negativity and the positivity zone, it is much more important for us to look in front, okay, and think that we human beings do have a habit of looking at people who are way out of our concern, way out of our reach, understanding, status, social circle, way out of the our neighborhood, our country, our workplace, our it might be that if you have to keep up with these people or reach out to these people, you have to go out of your budget, etc., etc. So many things, and still you will want to get a grasp on these people. But why does that happen? Okay, whoever is out there, whoever you are trying to reach out to and put a word in their head, are the people that you are surrounded by. There is this quote: think global, act local. If you are somebody who is able to bring about a change in your surroundings, okay, by simply by acting, simply by taking some measures, maybe you want them to do things a bit differently, then start acting with just somebody who is sitting behind you, beside you. Start talking to your classmates, or maybe start talking to your colleagues, or maybe start talking to whoever is out there. Do that, start doing that. Afterwards, you can very much, think that, okay, I am here to make some changes. So if you have been capable of bringing about a simple change in your own household, forget about the neighborhood, in your own household, then it might be something that you are doing. It is a positivity that you are putting across. But then suddenly you put across this idea that, you know, I will not do it for these people. I will not let these people have an upgrade in life. I will not let these people win over the other more glorious people. Now, who are these more glorious people? Celebrities, film stars, sports people, athletes, maybe even politicians, ministers, MLAs, people who are extremely rich. What is it that they are doing in life? They are living with us. We are them, they are us. You know, today the rich people are rich because they are working with us, and we have a livelihood because we are working with them. The CEO of your company, okay, the CEO of your company is the CEO of your company because you're working together with the CEO of your company, okay? And the rich people, the celebrities, the the famous podcasters, those people who come on to magazines, etc., etc., they are there because they do it for us, and we watch them because we need them. So it is a circle. So in this way we have to understand that not all people are out there. One day when I was like thinking about what to do with life, suddenly realized that, for long I have not read any motivational quotes or something like that. And immediately I read this. I was looking for like I typed motivational quotes on my phone, and I saw this thing: life is out there, and it made no sense to me. And in my room, I have this balcony where I turned around and I looked at the street that my balcony, the view that my balcony provides, and I saw, okay, life is out there. What does it mean? that life is out there. It means that, okay, it means that I need to go out there. So I need to just go out there and do what? Maybe I need to go to the neighbor's building and jump to the next terrace, then the next terrace, till I find that, I'm far away from home. Or do I need to be a traveler to be successful? Okay. So there are a lot of motivational quotes, lot of positivity quotes that are not that positive either or sensible, you know. So see, it is like, falling in the trap of a wrong doctor. You don't know what is good for you. You don't know what kind of a food habit is good for you. You don't know what kind of a diet is good for you. You don't know what kind of a uh, lifestyle is good for you, and you fall sick, and then you, in an emergency, you go to this doctor who gives you the wrong kind of medicine. Or it might even be that the doctor gives you the medicine and it costs you your money, time, a good time with good evening with family members. So what is it that you are sure of? Now, are you sure of that there is some negativity in the world? Yes, you're sure of that, right? So once you are sure of the fact that there is some negativity in the world, how come you start being sure of of the thing that you have to make an effort to walk through that negativity? Okay. Now, sometimes when negativity is all that you're feeling, like, once while I was living in a paying guest, there was this girl who would always be that negative. Like, nothing in life is that good for her. Nothing. Nothing in life is that good for her. Nobody is a match enough for her. No friend is friend enough for her. Nobody passes by through. Nobody passes by in front of her without being uh, a bit sad and affected. And there is no criticism that misses her eyes. Okay, like, it is as if this person is a pillar who is just static, and people are walking by, and she is like telling it that, oh, this is wrong with you. Then, the next day, like, she does this thing, and then the next day she is this person. Okay. So this is how we get into a circle of negativity. Now, why do I think that it is very much important for us to be, you know, lucid and indifferent towards what is going on? Okay. Why? Because that way, let's say today you hear about a very bad thing, a bad news, and you are very much angry, that, like, okay, this has happened. And, like, for example, you hear that there is something, let's say, a very bad case of some kind of harassment, okay, towards a very innocent person, maybe in the streets, or maybe somewhere in their college or workplace, or anywhere. And you feel like, if you are a person who is a bit indifferent, you will be able to focus on what really matters. Okay. Why do I think that is a bit important? It is important because sometimes, see, There were times in my life when I have gone out of my way to help people, to protest against the wrong things in life that I believe are wrong, to protest against the sad things in life, to protest against what I feel like, things could have been done in a much better way, etc., etc. But then when I become a little indifferent and also a bit lucid about these things, I realize that, you know, it is okay to focus on building up a good world and building up a good society rather than to focus on something that is wrong out there. Now, for in the eyes of some people, and it might even be you, that this way of thinking feels negative. Okay, that okay, this person will never be around when, but then from my very early hour of the day, I will never be around talking nasty things about something that is already imperfect. Okay, administration is imperfect, our institutions are imperfect, organizations are imperfect, our way of speaking is imperfect, our eyesights are imperfect, our haircuts are imperfect, everything is imperfect. A very well planned out family dinner is imperfect. Career, a careeristic person who has built their career in such an immense and well way is imperfect. But what is fine, you know, like a lot of times, this is something that I have learned from my grandmother. She even tells this to me today. Like just a few days ago, she told this to me once again. And this is something that she has told me from my very childhood. And that is, when you have a pond which is not that clean, but you see a lotus growing on that pond, that lotus is extremely beautiful. Okay, and then you focus on that lotus and you think that that this lotus has the power to light up my evening. This lotus has a power to make me feel positive. you know like for very long in my life I have heard about lotus. I have heard about you know I have heard about the this and that, and I have heard about the I mean, I have seen pictures of lotus, maybe in movies, maybe in pictures, images, etc. Suddenly, I see a lotus like it's alive right in front of me, and I'm so happy. I'm super happy about all that. Okay. Now, what is wrong with being extremely indifferent either? I'll tell you, I have seen a lot of people from very close quarters. They were looking at problems and they would just walk away. Okay, they were looking at problems and they would just walk away. But then it is also important that you know you stay a bit away from the kind of circle that creates a problem and you start to be productive. Okay, now how to achieve that? When you keep busy, when you stay in the right circle, when you stay happy, okay, and also you earn a way of making money, you stay in the place who can make a change, in the place who can make a change. Now, what is wrong with that? Today, if you have money, you can give it off to someone who maybe travels a little alone at night. and feel sad that they cannot afford a very safer ride back home. Now, in these days, I don't know what is a safer ride. Okay, I can tell you that riding the train alone at night will be less dangerous because there might be other people, but then that is crazy. That is not that safe. Taking the Uber is a little safer because you can share your location with other people, and but even that is not that safe. What is safe? Are you sure what is safe? I am not sure. In this world, when we pass nasty comments to a celebrity, to a person that we are not related to, that we do not have a comment on, then what is safe? Nothing is safe unless and until you learn to be a little lucid and a bit indifferent and work on towards your uh, goals and spread out a sense of protection. Okay, like being safe, being modest, being happy, being in a safe and safe circle, you will not be able to be positive. Now ask this to yourself. Is it always possible for someone? No, it is not possible. Is it always possible for you to afford whichever ride you want to afford? No. Is it always possible for you to never leave home, never take that lonely lane, even if you need something urgently? Maybe for a group of people who are surrounded by people, it is possible, but for others who are not that connected, who are a little introverted, for them it is not. And trust me, I know I was a loner and an introvert once, and I can tell you that the lonely and the introverted people, they keep to themselves because they think that it is safer. It lets them be creative, productive. It lets them just be happy. And maybe some people become isolated because it lets them keep certain secrets that they're extremely happy about, etc., etc. But what is it that keeps them from spreading that idea of loneliness, isolation, if it were that positive? I'll tell you. The problem is that when you are lonely and isolated, you hardly get to mingle with anyone. You hardly get to tell people that it is that isolated. I mean, it is that happy to be that isolated and to be that, energetic and just do things your way. But sometimes you need to take action against negativity. See, the world moves very fast. Okay, just working on something, sitting around and philosophizing and thinking will not work anymore. So, what action can we take against negativity instead of cutting out on people? See, you can cut out on people, you can cut out on negative people. But once you have noticed that this person is important to you, has been a part of your friends, or maybe your acquaintances of some kind, maybe relatives, maybe family members, you eventually start to think that, you know, you are, you know, probably cutting out on a potential relationship. The person can be of help. So, this formula always works that, if the person is being a little negative, you can just cut out on what is it that you two are disagreeing about. Maybe the person is being very critical about your way of dressing up. Maybe the person is very critical about the way you think about life. And you can eventually just think that it's okay. And you can connect with each other through work, through a different source of work. But what happens when you are surrounded by a person who is extremely negative? Now, this is something that is of concern. If a person is that negative, you must ask yourself, is the person in a sort of a challenging position in life? Maybe they are critically in need of financial help. That is why they don't want to get into the position of acting. That is why they don't want to sign up for anything. That is why they don't want to work with you, because they think that it is completely undoable for them because they are poor. Maybe if you care for them, maybe you can help them financially. Next, when you find it that, you know, even after that the person is not capable of working properly with you, maybe the person is that depressed, maybe they are hiding depression. And what happens when they are hiding depression? What can you do when the person is hiding depression? You can tell that, maybe the person needs to be around their parents. See, I have noticed these changes in me, that when you are around your parents, you tend to be positive, you tend to be yourself, you tend to be in that zone. Sometimes I will be honest with this as well, that sometimes having your parents around is an added pressure. Now, what happens when your parents turn out to be negative about something you believe in? Maybe you want to start a new venture, a career, maybe you want to do something. So ask this to yourself, like, what if I were that negative? What if I were the one? Okay, like you are lucky today that you're like, let's say you ask your parents, can I take up swimming classes? You know, And your parents tell that no, right now it will be too costly and we need to travel every day, maybe. We need to go to that place, it is far away from home, and I wish I could invest that money into something else. And you think that, oh my God, what kind of negative parents that I have? No, that is not the right way. You should think that, it's okay. It's okay. I have a parent. I have parents, and that is just enough. In this world, you know, when people have so many problems, you have parents to take care for, to take I mean to care for. They take care of you. Maybe your relationship to them is limited to just one thing, like just making a phone call and just saying a bit of hello, sharing a bit of secrets to them, sharing a bit of hearty talk to them, and that is absolutely fine. But what is not so cool is to put it out on parents that they are negative. What if today you were what if today you were like, maybe you had gone out to buy a pair of costly earrings or something, and you find it out that this is so costly for me, I'm not going to buy it. But when the same is done by your parents, you get this alarm that my parents are that negative. Now, how to stop that from happening? Now, how to stop that overthinking about negativity from happening? Please understand that not everyone will agree to what you want to do in life. Okay? Some people will agree, some people will not agree. But one day everybody will come around. That is a truth. That is a truth of life. Okay? It is a very beautiful and a very powerful truth of life, that one day so everybody will come around and trust in you. You just need to believe in yourself and take action. Do what you believe in. Okay, do what you believe in. Believe in yourself. Do something and believe in yourself. It might be that even you are saying no, that no, this will not happen, this is not going to work out, but do it nonetheless. and you will see that it is okay. You know, maybe your parents are just checking with you. You know, like just the other day, I was complaining to my grandmother that, I have complained about this thing to my mother, and she has told me that no, 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 you are wrong. And my grandmother told it to me that no, you know what? Your mother was telling this to you because she wanted to check what you were thinking. It is tricky. It is tricky. And my grandmother, being my mother's mother, understands her mind. But later on, I understood that yes, that is what she was doing. Maybe she was telling me indirectly that, if you don't have the brains to decide a very obvious thing, then maybe let bad experiences decide for you. And you know, maybe she was also trying to tell me that I am fed up with your uh, hasty decisions, and you need to go through a bad experience to understand this. Okay, so sometimes when people are being negative around you, please understand that they are negative because they are probably fed up with you. Now, it is a very harsh way of telling that somebody can be that negative with you, that fed up with you. But it happens, when people give you responsibilities and duties and you don't fulfill all those, negativity does happen. Now, why is it important to stay productive? This is particularly why. If you are not a achiever, if you are not a performer, it is okay. But at least you are keeping in track. You are showing up every day. You are being productive. And that's it. And that is it. That is all about it. So don't become an enemy to routine. Don't become an enemy to routine. Routine is everything that you have. Routine is life. Do not become an enemy to routine. You can just be happy that you have something in life. Okay, just look around. Like, I know a person who badly needs to get out of her space in life. She needs to stay very much disconnected from her family members, but she just can't do it because she is not in a position. Okay, and the person is talented as well, but she can't move out. She can't do anything about it. She doesn't have the freedom. You have the freedom to choose. So when in a world you can be stopped from breathing, from being alive because of serious constraints, okay, like poverty, death, malnutrition, etc., etc. Of course, these are very rare cases. So when it means that you have immense opportunity, then why don't you do it? Why don't you go ahead with it and do it? Just do it, you know. But still, if you feel like you can't, then it would be a little bit problematic, because then probably you are the one who is being negative. So the next time you complain about negativity, just check with yourself, okay? That had there been people out there who have achieved great things in life, and they were being very uh, they were surrounded by negative people, even life threats. Yes, there have been such people in life. There are many famous people out there who have done great things despite their immediate situations. So what do you think is your excuse, is your condition? Okay, now what can we do when we find ourselves in a network of negativity, in a nexus of negativity. First of all, please understand that you need to check with yourself, okay, that whoever is telling you that no, this will not happen, then are they being jealous of you, that they just could not think that you have come up with this idea? Are they being jealous of you? Yes, it might be that they are being jealous of you. Okay. Now, also, are you surrounded by people who are failures themselves? Maybe yes. Maybe that is why they are so negative of you, of your ideas, of your endeavors, of whatever efforts you are making. Also, you ask this to yourself that today, if these people were just being positive, okay, like, yes, go ahead in life, will you be this distracted about how negative they are? So the next time you find yourself in a position where you are just having a conversation with a person who is trying to stop you from doing something, maybe you can have a conversation with these people that, like, I am enjoying this talk so much, like, I love to have a conversation with you about anything at all, even if it is something like, even if you are telling me that how negative everything is. Now, what can we do once we have realized that if these people were that positive, I wouldn't be so much bothered about it either? So just move on with life. Tell yourself that if you would rather have an argument or a concern with some, or a concern, a conversation with someone regarding how negative they feel that they are about your work, about your efforts, beliefs, your routine, your things, etc., and you have stopped your work to give it back to them, to talk to them, then maybe you want a conversation and nothing else. So ask yourself that is it feasible for you to have a conversation and then move on? Not really. Then what do you want to do? Nothing. Just carry on with work. Find a team who will be supportive of your work. Find the proper workplace. You know, like whatever ideas that you have come up with, just use those ideas to think that okay, is it going to work for you? Is it going to work for anyone at all? Okay, okay, fine, I know that this is going to work for me. This is going to help the world help the world be a better place to live in. But if you cannot help the world to be a better place to live in, then just look at yourself and think that maybe you need to work around your ideas a bit. See, these kind of failures do happen, okay? It might be that you have taken up a project or a idea or something to such an extent that you just can't do anything anymore, you know and you have invested so much of thought and money into it that you just can't continue with life like that, and then suddenly it didn't work, and those people who were negative about you at the first, they turned out to be the people who, see, sometimes what happens is that I have seen this in life, that people do come around, okay, and notice that people notice that it's okay, you know, the person could not make it happen in the first place, but now they are capable of making it happen, okay, and they ask you that, okay, how can I help you? Or, even then you will find that there are some people who are negative, still negative about your work when you need their help. So it's okay. You have to understand that they probably had been surrounded by similar people, or they probably had taken up such an opportunity, such a project in their life that didn't work for them. But what is going to work for you? You ask this to yourself that, is being negative, is being sad and complaining about things going to work for you, or is moving on work going to work for you? Probably you have lost a lot amount of money. Probably you have lost a lot amount of uh, thoughts, energy behind it. But then what is it that you can do? Nothing. You cannot do anything. Maybe you can save whatever bits and pieces you have, and you can move on in life, and you can start afresh. You can start your career once again, seek better and new opportunities, rebuild the world in a happier way once again. But this time, as you start all over again, be a little stern and strict with yourself first, not just positive. And okay, you might be like, like I have cried for 2 to 3 days, I have stayed on bed for 2 to 3 days, and taken rest. I have been in the depressive zone for even a week, or even like more than a week or so. But just come out of it, work towards your career, work towards your dream, and see that world is a great place to live in. Okay, and if you are earning your own money, if you are earning, or maybe if you contributing to your duties, your responsibilities, then it's absolutely fine. You know, Negativity and positivity are a part and parcel of life. What is not a part and parcel of life is delay or hasty decisions. When you make hasty decisions, when you make delay, you give up on great opportunities every now and then. If you haste, like let's say, I have seen people who take life decision within hours. Now, if it is something that is going to fetch you a lot of acclaim, money, opportunity, career, space in life, choices in life, then it's okay. But if it is something that will keep you in the poverty trap, okay, in the depressive trap, then no, don't take a hasty decision. In that way, you will fall into a space where you will constantly seeking a way out of it, and you will be a negative person. Remember how I had spoken about savior complex? You will be a negative person. You will be around the people who are out there to help you out. You will be stuck with another person who has savior complex because they could not achieve anything in life, and then you won't be able to move on with anything anymore. You will be sad and depressive, unhappy, without a care in the world, okay? And eventually you will lose track of time. You will get back to your childhood phase where you were imaginative, and like you had all the, like you would stare out of the window, you would do things. But what about, you know, moving out a bit of negativity or positivity? Negativity is okay, but positivity is also okay. Both are just fine. I hope you heard that bell, that very beautiful evening worship ritual that these people have. It is something like, when they play that conch shell and they do that bell thing, it makes me feel so good. and I feel very happy and elated and fresh. Now, what is it that we are doing wrong, that we are so much in the zone of negativity and concerned and scared, and still we are not able to escape it? First of all, a person needs to, anybody out there, they need to understand that it is privilege being human, it is a privilege being alive, but of course these privileges do come with certain amount of responsibilities. What are these responsibilities? These responsibilities are just the requirement that you need to be punctual, you need to be articulate, you need to be on the track with the work, you need to achieve something in life, and you need to be in that circle that lets you achieve your goals. Okay, but why is it that you can't, you know, move out of that zone of nothing is right and focus on just what you are doing? Just, like, focus that, okay, maybe if you're typing something on your laptop or a computer, just keep typing. If there is somebody who is complaining about the job that they are doing or the company that they're working in, it's okay, let them complain. Just work and see how life goes on. Now, if you are living in a space where your family members are very negative, maybe they're going through something, then maybe just ask yourself that, do I have the money to help them out with it? Money has the power to change a lot of things. Do you have the money to help them out it? If you are not earning, can you start to earn? If you cannot start to earn, then maybe can, like, ask yourself that whatever I'm doing today, will that help me? If you're a student, ask yourself that, okay, I'm a student and I need to work better, I need to work harder, and I need to understand how life goes through. And like, study, do your studies and earn money and go after your goals, achieve something in life. That will be great. But what if you are someone who just cannot achieve something, who gets into so much into that delirium of thinking that you keep on thinking and complaining? Now, let's say you have met this person A. Let us call this person imaginary person A, who is so negative in your life that you couldn't function, you couldn't do something, and then eventually you have to give up on your routine, etc., etc., start lying to yourself, and you lose the track of time, and then gone, all the opportunities gone. So immediate now, when you find yourself in the zone where you're complaining that, "Oh, this person is so negative, it is because of them that I have missed out on this, I've missed out on that," then do this thing, like, stay a little away from that person for a very long, for not a very long, but maybe for a few days in your life. You will wake up and you will see that this person is not doing that fine in their life, they need help. And maybe to keep you, maybe to have a partner through which they can go through life, they are using negativity as a hook, as a crux, so that you can be constantly in a position of help and you can continue to help them. So, you know now, the fact that you are in control of this person, you can very much help the person stop being so negative. you know like, constantly lash it out upon them that, you are very negative, but don't leave them out. Leaving out on someone, cutting out on someone is a last option. Okay, like I mentioned, it is important to understand that once you can work on something, and then the next time you cannot. For example, if you butcher a relationship, do something untoward, you go ahead, you won't be able to you won't be able to continue like that. What you will be able to do though is to understand that if one conversation doesn't work with one person, the other will. Maybe you can build a little bit of distance with yourself, because they have put out a lot of thoughts of negativity on your head. Maybe like just tell yourself that like this person has been so upfront, direct about telling it out loud. It is just not okay for me to function like this anymore. What if I'm carrying on a very negative idea in life? Okay, so what you do is that you stop yourself for some time and you engage in a different activity. Like maybe you can read a book, be zen, like this, be meditative, speak to somebody who you think is a little wise, and you can be happy that way. You can be energetic that way. What is most important though is that don't be sorry. Don't be sorry about something that is working or not working for you. If you are sorry about something in life, then immediately try to change that. But if you can't change that, that is also okay. What is not okay is that you create an echo chamber of loneliness where you have this imaginary conversation about negativity with yourself. Now, there is a very important and interesting take on negativities, being surrounded by negative people, etc. etc. It might be that you are surrounded by negative people because you probably resonate with them. There is a chance. Now, like I mentioned in one of my earlier videos, that I do not know if law of attraction works, but I know that everybody is not the same. And those who stick around, they might be the similar kind of people. Okay, you if you find yourself complaining about the fact that friend of yours has been very negative about something that you like, and then they are still in your circle, then it might be that you resonate with them, that you are okay with them deciding for you. Do you want somebody to decide for you? Ask yourself, is it okay? Like ask, like, and don't pass on quick judgments like that. Like, it is true, it might be that you are not the right person to make proper decisions for yourself. Somebody, like today, if somebody is putting out some negative idea into your life, they might be doing it for the right things. They might be correct, that really this might or might not work. How about you put your time and effort into something that is more promising, and you carry on with life. That is also true. And this is also true, that you just start to negate everything and you carry on with your life as well, your beliefs. Isolate yourselves a bit, believe in yourself, do things alone, and go get on to that journey where you at the end prove yourself that like, I have done it. It is my thing. It is also doable. So I wish you all the best with your life. Don't delay promises to yourself. The only thing that can cut out negativity is action, is by doing something that you really believe in.